watching you here from somewhere. Good morning, everyone. Headed out to feed Morris. Marty's in on my bed, and I'll tell you about Stripe in a minute. Mostly just that he's not here right now, and I'm not happy. Here you go, Morris. You're a good boy. Yeah, I think he slept in the doghouse on the front porch this morning. He had several options. I know he wasn't in the cat hotel, which, well, I don't think he was. Sometimes he hops up really quick and the camera misses him, but he's in there. Stripe absolutely demanded out at 1:30 this morning. I was not happy with him, but I picked him up and hugged him and told him I loved him and said we weren't going to part mad. And to please be home this morning when I got up, except for he's not around right now. So he's worrying me. He's home. He's in good shape. He's eating. He's getting restless to go out and prowl the yard. You know, they change their patterns when the weather changes. Every spring and every fall, that cause me stress. He already ate some of this, but, you know, I guess he was remembered that he should turn around. Anyway, I'll let him out in a few minutes. I'm just kind of enjoying having him home and not having to worry about him for a bit. Best as I can tell, everything's good this morning. I did refresh the bird bath and put some seed in the blue feeder. I don't want to put too much out today. We could get up to an inch overnight, and I don't want it to just become a wet mess and then it's a cleaning mess in the feeder, and you know. Good morning, Gray. Hi. Hello, sweetheart. Well, she was willing to eat out of her new bowl last night. So that's good. I got that for her and Johnny so things would not get too messy at the apartment. You know, like if the water thing, if it got kicked, it wouldn't spill all over the floor. I was hoping it would be a good thing. We'll see. It's one of those mornings where I got up at 8 and it's 11 and I have not sat down. I got a chicken going. I've cooked bacon. I've cleaned up the 3D print area. I've taken care of the kitties, and I'm sure there were a few other things I did. And I'm fixing to feed us. Breakfast was yummy. Stripe obviously gallivanted too much last night and now is sleeping it off. So, a little more feedback on the Show 15 and the A+, which are really two separate things. But we asked her when a reminder goes off to allow us to use the word stop like we're used to doing for alarms and stuff, like we've always done. And instead of the word complete or I'm done, I need to make sure complete works. And she said, sure, no problem. You can use the word stop. And then I tested it and it didn't work. I said A home and got her to show me this screen. When I tap it, I kind of want this screen to pop up if it's going through the picture slideshow. And either it's really slow or it's not picking up movement or whatever. I did rearrange our Tempest weather station to the front screen for Dawn. And the main reason I had to do that is because you see how I flipped it to go to the right? It's not as responsive in moving screens as I want it to be. So that's a little bit frustrating. I still don't think she does a good job with reminders and tasks. You know, you can set it by person or all, how I have it right now. If I set it for Dawn, I did last night from my phone add some things, and I did say Dawn or Marianne for the things. Dawn just did this. He just fixed the heating pads for me. And he's going out to clean support and glue things for me now, but that's not actually done yet. And there's a few open-ended things on his list also, although there's a couple of things on the open-ended list that are probably under, Yeah, this one's not overdue. This one is supposed to be, does it pop it up any more detail on it? That one is supposed to be when he gets to it. It looks like I can't edit it here, so I'd have to edit it. Oh, there it is. It is for Dawn. No. It is for Dawn. It has no date and no time. So that's good. But why is it up? Why is it up at the, why does it say it's overdue? I don't know. I'm playing around with them some more. They got to up their game if this is going to be helpful. And also, like I guess on this screen now, how do I get it to go back to the prior screen? I mean, I know I can do a new one, but how do I get it to go back to the prior screen? This is a failure, I guess, on my part in understanding how to make it. I've scrolled as far as I can scroll. Okay, well now I can go. I know I can tell her verbally to go home. I said I know I can tell her verbally to go home. Maybe just do that. Okay, that's a learning curve for me. So now I understand how there's been a couple times I've been inside of something and it's like, how do I get back to the screen? Now I know. But yeah, so I've provided feedback like 4 times this morning because I forget what the other example was, but we asked her to change how she responds to something else too, and she said sure, and I tested it and it didn't work either. So, but we'd really like to be able to say stop when she pops up the reminder, as in we acknowledge it and we're done with it or whatever. But and she said she could, but she didn't. So I'm still providing feedback over here. And I'm wishing the screen was a little more responsive. I'm sitting here with Gray. It's about 12:30. And I'm editing yesterday's video. And I'm trying super duper hard. I'm failing. About not thinking about next week she won't be here. She'll be with Johnny. Now look, I think it can be a really great thing for Johnny and maybe even for Gray, for her to be down there with him. Doesn't change the fact I'm going to miss her. Our friend David asked me if we had V14 yet. I said, nope, not yet. I just went in here and it updated to 3:26 p.m. says we're up to date. Now, I've already pressed it, but it was on standard because in Robot, we never went and clicked advanced. Right. Not on purpose, but because we forgot about it. Is there really, I guess there are a few Tesla people out there that don't want the software right away. Certainly, Dawn and I are not those people. So anyway, it's clicked over to advanced now. We're probably driving Ruby tomorrow, but should somebody bless us with V14 on Jules, we're ready for it. We'll take Jules instead. Well, the boys from Firehouse 1 are playing them basketball. Dawn was like, look, there's the fire trucks. And I think they're playing basketball, Donnie. And they are. It's a great day to do it. Yeah. Yeah. We're just doing the loop before we go inside. Nothing like cutting it close to the last possible minute to go exercise today.
Well, I don't know. I've got a little bit done. I'm not, today's kind of one of those days things didn't quite work the way I'd hoped. But, I'm not having trouble. But I'm going to finish up the energy monitor on the washing machine when I get home.
You're limping.
Yeah, I got a little bit of turf toe.
He thinks.
I don't know what's wrong.
He says he pushed off on it funny last Saturday or Sunday. Monday. Sorry. We were a little confused about what day we were at the gym.
Monday. And I guess I felt it again yesterday, last night actually. And this morning I woke up and it's hurting.
And I inspected his foot and I don't know, it was... Yeah, warm, it was warm and a little red, and Dawn thinks it feels a little swollen. But it's not hurting when he's just sitting there. It's really a weight loading thing. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll be telling him Monday he's headed to the doctor.
Oh, God. No possible way. Cut it off.
I'm so glad to be out here where it's cool. The wind, the breeze, and... It's a little mist of rain now. We're expecting more rain overnight from that nor'easter. We could still get up to an inch. It's not going to be too windy here. 25-mile-an-hour gust maybe. Nothing substantial. As long as they're accurate. Anyway, I accidentally wore long sleeves and it wasn't very cool in the gym today, and I'm hot.
She's hot.
I'm just warm, Donnie. Just warm.
All in perspective.
Yeah, Johnny's still up way in North Raleigh and it's 4:40. He told me to, he was going to want to eat when he came home. Well, as long as he's home by 7, I guess it don't matter, but.
Well, this is the washing machine. And you notice the top of the washing machine is all clear. And that's because I have, maybe I went a little too far. There it is, the outlet, the AC outlet there. I just put one of my Shelly energy monitors, a little mini EM. It's just an energy monitor. It's the size, a little bit bigger than it's actually a little bit smaller than the old box of matches. The wooden matches is probably about that thickness and about that width, but it's square. So it's a square. Anyway, it's a tiny little thing, and with a Wago, I was able to easily connect it to the hot side and then ran a wire over to the neutral. And then, of course, ran a wire from it to the actual outlet itself. So I had programmed it before I installed it to make sure, the Wi-Fi and everything's all working. So that's all done. Now, what I know I'm a little strange here, but I actually didn't install the energy monitor to monitor the energy usage. I've got a automation routine set up in Shelly, in the Shelly cloud, that between 8 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. every day, if the energy goes over 100 watts, then it's going to send a notification to Alexa that the washer is running. And it's one. Yeah. No, thank you. So you can't say the A word around here. Anyway, so we should be, while we're watching TV tonight, we should get notified. Now, there is I can program it so it just says it once. And ideally, what I want to do is use the inverse logic. If at 10:30, if it hasn't gone over 100 watts, I want to announce to us that the washer isn't running, because we are notorious about pushing this button and it lights up like this, and then you have to hold the button 3 seconds until this starts blinking. And if you don't do that, it doesn't actually run. So we have walked away from this thing thinking we've pushed the button, and then we come back to put the clothes in the dryer and it's still sitting there with 55 minutes flashing at us, and it's like, uh-oh, they didn't do it. In fact, we did it last night. It actually happened again last night. So that is how this got put on the list. So I will try to record when I start the washer tonight, because it's only like a 5-second delay. So I don't know how long it's going to take the motor in the washer to hit 100 watts. It may take all the way to the spin cycle. I don't know. But as soon as it gets to 100 watts of energy, it's going to, now 100 watts of power. As soon as it draws 100 watts, it's going to notify Alexa. So stay tuned.
I got 10 meals out of one chicken for Gray, and I was able to get another chicken from Harris Teeter. We went to Harris Teeter before we went to the gym, and it's cooking. That'll be 2 chickens I've done today, so hopefully that'll be 10 more meals. So steak and a little bit of potatoes for dinner, because Johnny's here. We get potatoes, and I've got ice cream ready to go too.
Okay, so I had to set up 2 scenes. I need to say Marianne
and Grok figured this out, or got the thing working. I thought I could trigger a scene, which is an automation routine in Shelly Cloud, to send a notification to Alexa, which that works. I had tested that with the garage dehumidifier a couple weeks ago. In other words, every time the dehumidifier turned on in the garage, Alexa would say the dehumidifier is running. And I said, oh, well, cool. So I thought in Alexa I could tell her to, when she gets that notification, and you can run a routine in Alexa. And I wanted that routine to complete a task or a reminder in this particular case, because every day at 11 p.m. Alexa goes off and says, start laundry, and that's supposed to cause Marianne and I ask ourselves, did you start the laundry? And did I? And most of the time that's good enough, but sometimes we just ignore it. But anyway, I wanted it to complete that reminder if we started the washing machine, so it wouldn't even say anything at 11 o'clock. And then if we didn't start the laundry of the washer sometime before 11, then the reminder would go off and say, hey, the washer, start the washer. And turns out you cannot post a reminder complete from an Alexa routine. So that was my first idea, and that didn't work. So Marianne asked Grok, and Grok says, well, what you want to do is you want to set up a scene, and I did, and it's called active washer, and it says if the washing machine is drawing more than 20 watts, turn on, in this case, the spare switch, which happens to be the air handler switch. I'm not using this, but it will turn on this physical switch. That's all it does. So anytime from in between 1900 and 2359, anytime during that window, if the washing machine draws more than 20 watts, it's going to turn on this switch, which is great. That works good. All right. And then I have a second scene. Washer is running, and its purpose is it checks the switch to see if it's on, and it checks every day. I've done it so I could play with it a little bit, but I'm going to have it check every day at 2300. So if the outdoor switch is on at 2300, then it's going to notify Alexa, say, hey, the washer's running, and this thing's going to be active only from 6 p.m. to midnight, basically. I'm actually going to invert this logic where it only checks if it's off. In other words, I'm gonna every evening I'll have a timer turn on the outdoor unit, and then if the energy draw is more than 20 watts, it'll turn this off. Then this will check it, and that way it will only trigger whenever the washer didn't run. And at 11 o'clock, it'll say, hey, the washer didn't run. And the reason 11 o'clock is so important, we go to bed about midnight. Well, it takes 55 minutes for the washer to run. And one of the last things we always do before we go to bed is we take the clothes out of the washing machine, put into the dryer. And then, of course, I've got a Shelly puck thing that controls the dryer so it doesn't cut on until 1 a.m. in the morning, which is the beginning of our discount rate. So anyway, made some progress. I'm pretty happy. And thanks to Marianne and Grok for the help.